Factoring quadratics. Factoring quadratics when a equals 1. What does that mean, a equals 1? A is the coefficient on the x squared, so that means the coefficient in front of x squared is 1. These are much simpler to factor, and in fact, we will notice a shortcut. Multiplying binomials and factoring trinomials. Multiplying binomials and factoring trinomials are opposites. One undoes the other. Let's start with multiplying binomials. X plus 3 times x plus 2. In order to multiply them, we could use distributive, or we could put these two things into a box. So I have put the x plus 3 on the top and the x plus 2 on the bottom. We know that x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. 2x and 3x are like terms. They can be combined. So we get a trinomial x squared plus 5x plus 6. We multiply two binomials, and after combining like terms, we get a trinomial. Multiplying binomials, let's practice. We're going to take x plus 6 and x plus 5. I'm going to put x plus 6 on the left and x plus 5 along the top. X times x, x squared. X times 5, 5x. X times 6, 6x. 6 times 5 is 30. Step 1 was fill in the box. Step 2, combine like terms. 5x and 6x are like terms. So I have x squared plus 11x plus 30. Now let's multiply x plus 7 and x plus 8. X times x, x squared. X times 8, 8x. X times 7 is 7x, and 7 times 8 is 56. Step 1, fill in the box. Step 2, combine like terms. X squared plus 15x plus 56. Now we're going to factor the trinomial x squared plus 9x plus 14. Notice a equals 1. That's an invisible 1 right there. There is no coefficient in front of the x squared. Actually, the coefficient is 1. That makes it easier to factor. We have 3 terms and 4 spaces in the box. So we're going to put the x squared in the top left and the 14 in the bottom right. We need to split the 9x to fill our remaining 2 spots in the box. Now, we make a big X. To put the top number into the big X, we multiply the x squared times the 14, and the 9x goes in the bottom of our big X. So this is the product, and this is the sum. I need two numbers whose product is 14x squared and whose sum is 9x. I need two terms whose product is 14x squared and whose sum is 9x. So 7 times 2 is 14, and 7 plus 2 is 9. 7x plus 2x is 9. 7x times 2x is 14x squared, because when you multiply terms, you get an exponent. 7x plus 2x is 9x. It doesn't matter which term goes where. So we're going to put the 7x in the bottom left and the 2x in the top right. Next step, GCF of the top row. We can factor an x out of x squared and 2x. X is the common factor. X times what is x squared? I need to put a number right there. X times x is x squared. Now, x times what is 2x? X times 2 is 2x. X times 7 is 7x. Now, when we multiply the 7 and the 2, we get 14. That means that we know that our factors are correct. That means x squared plus 9 plus 14 factors into x plus 7 and x plus 2. Now let's do this one. X squared goes in the top left, 12 goes in the bottom right. I multiply the first term times the last term and I get 12x squared. The 7x goes in the bottom. So I need two numbers whose product is 12x squared and whose sum is 7x. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. 3x plus 4x is 7x. When I multiply x's, I get an exponent. When I add, I do not. So I'm going to put 3x here and 4x here. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12. Everything agreed. So x squared plus 7x plus 12 is equal to x plus 3 times x plus 4.